Tonight on CTV News, look at the Marine program on the CSU campus that prepares students for successful futures, and we chat with the adult learners and veteran services about resources for CSU veterans.
All this plus the latest Fort Collins weather, Ram sports, and entertainment coming up right now.
Good evening, Rams. Thanks for tuning into CTV News. I'm Karsen Buschjost.
And I'm Bryn Carmen, filling in for Grace Reader tonight. Kristen Grant, the woman hit by a car on Elizabeth and City Park on November 2nd, is improving. According to her father, she is getting a lot better and making steady progress. She is currently at the Medical Center of the Rockies and will soon be transported to Craig Hospital for therapy. Grant was seriously injured on November 2nd after being struck by a car at the intersection of Elizabeth Street and City Park Avenue. Charges against the driver are still pending.
Northern Colorado is on its way to become a top destination for tourists. Colorado has agreed to help fund 4 major projects in several northern cities. The decision was made by the Colorado Economic Development Commission Thursday morning. They approved a Regional Tourism Act application from the Larimer County group Go NoCo. The planned projects include a hotel resort in Windsor, a film center in Estes Park, and a whitewater rafting and water park resort in Loveland.
In the Best for Vets Colleges report put on by Military Times, Colorado State has emerged as 13th in the nation for taking care of their veterans. In 2014, CSU enrolled 1,378 veterans, and that number is only growing. Fort Collins is also home to many vets, some who even served in World War II, attributing to the high ranking in the Adult Learning and Veteran Services Office.
It takes a team. It's not just one office, it's the whole campus, and the partnership when we have a student who needs assistance or when we're recognizing students that comes together and really makes it work, I think is the thing that sets CSU apart. It's not, like I said, not just one office, it's the whole campus.
I struggled when I first got here, as a lot of veterans do, with the transition from military life to student life. So the community that was created by this office, the people I was able to connect with, I was able to find a place that made me feel at home, like I wasn't going at this whole school thing alone, and it really helped benefit me in the long run. I was able to get connected, able to get involved, and ultimately working towards succeeding here at CSU.
According to the report, CSU spends $10,417 per student on instruction, and 92% of veterans that graduate from CSU are employed after just 6 years.
Students have heard about programs like ROTC on campus, but many are not aware about the program that prepares them for the Marines. CSU's Marine Officer program provides a variety of opportunities to those interested. The Marine Officer program at CSU provides students with the opportunity to become a Marine Corps lieutenant upon graduating. The program shapes individuals to be leaders with high discipline and top physical fitness.
All the students here do all their training during the summers out in Quantico, Virginia, and then come back to school. During the school year, we do functions, once a week, once a month.
Students meet weekly for physical fitness training, an intense combination of cardio training and boxing, which builds mental strength and focus. This practice helps when students go to officer candidate training in the summer, known as the most physically intense training in the armed forces.
Really what the basis of OCS is trying to do is make sure that under stress, when you're hungry, when you're tired, when you're wet, you wish you had more sleep, you've got a ton of stuff to do, you're basically just stressed out to the max, to see if you can not buckle under that stress but perform at a high level.
The point of turning is to get your shoulders to 12.
The program currently has 25 trained Marine candidates, but Officer Hart is always looking for more dedicated students to get involved. He knows some students may have false misconceptions of the program.
And anytime you see military recruiters, they assume that we want them to sign a contract and go to boot camp as soon as possible. With this program, students are in the program for 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. So it's definitely a lot slower process. It gives them more time to learn about the Marine Corps and really make sure this is something they want to do.
Sam Sherwood will soon be in the Marines leading others to protect our country. He can attribute much of that to his work with the Marine Officer program.
I think the most humbling thing is being able to have younger guys look up to you when you know they were in your footsteps. A few years back, asking things that you thought were silly questions but are actually really good questions, and just having people look up to you and you have a higher purpose to go and look out for those younger guys and eventually, hopefully, one day lead Marines and have them look up to you.
Most versatile branch in the U.S. military, where over 250,000 Marines are currently serving their country by land, air, and sea.
A Colorado State University study has proved new insight into testing the TB vaccination in humans. In 2013, failed studies in Cape Town opened up the opportunity for a CSU distinguished professor to try and find a solution. Ian Orm found that the vaccination used would not be able to boost immunity in children in Africa, but he is now working to discover a new vaccine. Testing vaccines on humans in clinical trials can cost upwards of $10 million.
A group of CSU students is showing everyone the impact that electricity use has on campus. Electricity use accounts for more than half of CSU's greenhouse gas footprint, and 40% of that comes from powering electronic devices that are not turned off. The RAM Unplugs campaign, created by 5 CSU students, will run through fall break. It's aimed at showing the campus community ways to reduce electrical use. Tips from the campaign include switching to LED light bulbs and unplugging devices when they're not in use. This campaign is just one step in CSU's goal to have the campus carbon neutral by the year 2050. You can follow the campaign online. Just look up the hashtag RamsUnplug.
The Ninja Doc, Dr. Noah Kaufman, will be giving a motivational presentation called Living the Dream on Friday the 13th at the Fort Collins Senior Center. Kaufman competed in this year's American Ninja Warrior on NBC as part of the Wolfpack group. The group consisted of 4 men from Northern Colorado, one of which went on to win the $1 million grand prize. The presentation begins at 5:30 and ends at 7:30. You can register for the event at fcgov.com. Admission is $7.
Get ready for the holiday season. The Foothills Mall is opening 23 more stores this Friday, and to celebrate, Santa has planned an arrival. The tree lighting ceremony, starting at 6 p.m., will mark the end of construction on the mall. The delayed project cost Fort Collins $313 million.
Wow, that's a big project.
That's a really big project.
Well, weather anchor Sierra Slimes will be here after the break with the latest Fort Collins weather forecast.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Tune in to KCSU, your student-run radio station at Colorado State University. Live 24 hours a day, every day at 90.5 FM and kcsufm.com. Live local new music now, and news, talk, and sports. KCSU, the radio voice of Colorado State, on the air since 1964.
You're watching CTV, produced by Colorado State University students, bringing you news, weather, sports, and entertainment from campus and beyond. CTV live Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. on campus and Fort Collins on Channel 11. Repeats at midnight, 8 a.m., noon, and 2 p.m.
The Rocky Mountain Collegian is your student-run news and information platform. Pick up your paper on campus or around Fort Collins Monday through Thursday with special editions Fridays. And check out collegian.com anytime for all the latest updates. News, sports, entertainment, opinion, and more. The Rocky Mountain Collegian, serving Colorado State since 1891.
College Avenue has been your student magazine for the last 10 years. College Avenue prints once a month covering topics that are relevant to the CSU and Fort Collins community. We also print special editions like the graduation guides at the end of each semester, the best of CSU each fall, and the orientation guide each summer. Look for us on racks around campus, off campus, or online at collegian.com under the College Avenue tab.
Welcome back from the break with your weather. I'm Sierra Symes. 32 degrees currently, some nice clear skies that we will have through tonight. For tonight's lows, very chilly. We are seeing 4 degrees in Craig, Gunnison, and Alamosa. Telluride and Vail are going to be seeing 10, and Grand Junction will be at 23. Up the I-25 corridor, we are seeing some teens, 17 in Fort Collins and 20 in Denver. Out on the Eastern Plains, teens with a 20 in Burlington. Looking at tomorrow, a very chilly start to your 8 a.m., but no overcast skies, so the sun will warm us up into the 40s through the afternoon hours. Tomorrow, some 40s and 50s along the western slope with a 39 in Vail. Down the I-25 corridor, we are seeing 50 in Fort Collins, 53 in Denver, low 50s until we reach Pueblo at 58. 58 as well in Lamar, and low 50s as we move up into northeastern Colorado. Looking into the future forecast, those few clouds we saw today are going to part away to bring us some clear skies skies, 50 on Friday, moving into high 50s over the weekend. Monday, there will be a 50% chance of snow, overnight low of 16 there. Clear skies on Tuesday, but cooling off to 37, and just as the sun starts to warm us up, the clouds are going to return on Wednesday. Even though there hasn't been a lot of snow here, ski season is just around the corner. Some resorts that are already open are Copper, Arapahoe Basin, Keystone, and Loveland, but some resorts that are yet to open for our fall break: Breckenridge, Winter Park, Eldora, Vail, Telluride, and Aspen. So, looking forward into this weekend, we are going to see some sports. The women's basketball team is going to host Western State at 7 p.m. at the Moby Arena Friday. Saturday, football is going to have their last home game of the season versus UNLV at 5 p.m. at Hughes. Let's take a look at what the weather's going to look like for that. So for your kickoff, it's going to be 50 degrees and clear, but don't be fooled, bring a jacket, because by the fourth quarter, we are going to cool off into 37. So that's all the weather that I have. Lastly, as Veterans Day was yesterday, I want to take a moment and recognize our veterans who have given their service. Thank you for the time, work, and sacrifices you have made and continue to bear the burden of veterans. Thank you for your service. Up next, Rachel Vigil with sports.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Hey there, Rams. I'm Rachel Vigil, filling in for Olivia Landis tonight. Wednesday was a big day for Colorado State athletics as the early signing period began. The tennis team signed 4 four-star recruits on Wednesday. Solene Crawley, Alyssa Greja, Sandra Kett, and Riley Reeves all signed national letters of intent Wednesday. Head coach John Messick is really excited about this class and really thinks this could be the best recruiting class because they show such a passion for tennis, and most importantly, they are great people. Coach Tom Hilbert also added some incredible athletes to his team. Amazing Ashby, Olivia Nicholson, Catherine Olsack, Brenna Reynolds, and Amanda Young all committed to CSU's volleyball team on Wednesday. Coach Hilbert feels this is a great class because of its combination of athleticism, character, and their volleyball skills. And while CSU is excited about their new recruits, they can't forget about their 13th ranked Rams that are currently playing at Moby. The volleyball team is hoping to secure a part of the Mountain West title tonight. To do so, the Rams must beat San Jose State, and right now they're on a pretty good track to do that. And as fall break rolls around, so does basketball season. Both the men's and women's basketball team looks to open season play this weekend. The men's team travels to Northern Iowa on Saturday to take on the Panthers, whereas the women's team will stay at home and play at Moby Arena tomorrow night. The CSU men's team is recently coming off of a 27-7 record, while Northern Iowa posted a 31-4 record overall last year. The Panthers advanced to the NCAA tournament last season, defeating Mountain West rival Wyoming in the second round, before losing to Louisville. And it's safe to say this will be a challenging match for the Rams, and the women's team looks to take on Western State tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in Moby Arena. Tickets are still available online or at the McGraw ticket office on campus, or you can watch the game streamed live on the Mountain West Network. That is all the sports I have for you tonight, Rams, but don't go away. Coming after the break is entertainment with Gabe Pocrass.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Hello, fellow Rams. I'm your entertainment anchor, Gabe Pocrass. I hope you're warm enough on your couch and have a soft blanket nearby. Sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's entertainment segment. If you watched CTV this past Tuesday, you saw some of our anchors get blasted back to the 80s. A few anchors starred in an 80s aerobic exercise parody. But I felt it was missing something. You know, something great. Something bold.
You used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. And I know when that hotline blink, that can only mean one thing. I know when that hotline blink, that can only mean one thing. Ever since I left the city, you got a reputation for yourself now. Everybody knows and I feel left out. Girl, you got me down, you got me stressed out. 'Cause ever since I left the city, you started wearing less and going out more. Glasses of champagne out on the dance floor. Hanging with some girls I never seen before. You used to call me on my cell.
Oh, that Drake. He just seems to be popping up everywhere these days. Whatever you do, Drake, please don't change and keep being your silly self. We all know Fort Collins is a thriving town for artists, each with their own unique story. A cooperative art gallery in the heart of Old Town has been providing local artists a chance to share their work. Our Thursday, I keep doing that, CTV news producer Julio Becerril recently visited the co-op and learned about its history and its mission.
It was born out of a season of unrest on the campus at Colorado State. Buildings were being burned. I think it was a terrible time for our country with the Vietnam War.
A woman named Martha Trimble wanted to bring some positivity to the violence during the early 70s. She gathered a group of women artists and provided them with a space in Old Town to share their creativity. Each artist has their own unique style.
We raise alpacas up in Estes Park. We give haircuts to the alpacas, shearing like sheep.
The co-op, Trimble Court Artisans, has been around for more than 40 years. It has featured artists each month and participates in the First Friday gallery walks.
We're always looking for something brand new, exciting, and extremely well crafted.
I was inspired to try some art of my own.
I'm here in Diane's studio and she's going to give me a quick tutorial on throwing clay, so let's see how it goes.
There we have it.
Now it's the hard part.
The fluting.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I just kind of move down.
Yeah, it's coming around.
Oh,
we gotta
oops,
catch
oops.
it.
Oh no. That looks cool to me. Look at that.
And off to the kiln it goes.
While you're walking around Old Town and enjoying the holidays, don't forget to check out artwork done by these local artists. If you don't have any plans for this weekend, though, listen up. There are a lot of fun events happening. If you're feeling theatrical, you can catch the Hansel and Gretel opera being put on by the students at the University Center of the Arts. The opera, based on the fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm, will have an emphasis not just on the music, but also on the visual spectacle. An actual edible gingerbread house will be featured in the play, too. Looks like they're really staying true to the source material. If that wasn't sweet enough, admission is also free for CSU students, which is awesome. The last days of the opera are November 13th and 14th. You can get tickets at the UCA website. The Aggie also, this weekend, will be hosting two artists, Lucero and The Grouch. So check that out for the shows that they have coming up. Also, the soul funk band Meadowlark Jiven is playing at Avogadro's Number on Friday, and folk artist Peter Mayer will be playing at Avo's on Saturday. And that's all the time we have for you tonight. Thanks for watching this Tuesday show. You know I was joking about that. But don't forget to tune to CTV next week for the latest Fort Collins and CSU news. Good night.